Hello and welcome again to the Writer Review. This is Eric Writer, and this week we're going to be taking a look back at the 2006 sci-fi action horror movie titled The Black Hole. Now, The Black Hole runs for 1 hour and 30 minutes long. It is directed by Tabor Takacs. The script was written by Kenneth M. Badish, Bose Davidson, and David Gooden. It is produced by Kenneth M. Badish and Booz Davidson. It is composed by John Dixon, the cinematography by David Worth, and it was edited by Ellen Fine. And the stars of the movie are Judd Nelson, Kristy Swanson, David Selby, Heather Dawn, Jennifer Lynn Quackenbush, Krista Campbell, Peter Mayer, Julia Sinks, James Anthony, Kevin Bayer, Dan Buren, let me just push this up a little bit. Tim Shea, Adrian Rice, Chris Nolte, Robert Giardina, Rick Tamblyn, Ermal Williamson, Eric Lutz, Atanis Cerebrev, and Kevin Stroop. So the story goes a little something like this. And let me just see if I can clean my glasses a little bit. Okay. So a terrible catastrophe, which will have an immediate effect on the entire universe, as a black hole has emerged due to an experiment that was backfired at the Midwestern Quantum Research Laboratory in St. Louis, Missouri. This leads to overwhelmed scientist and former leader of the organization, Dr. Eric Bryce, played by Judd Nelson, to the scene to fix the problem before it's too late, only to discover something evil is lurking within the center of the already scary disaster. So aside from these guys trying to fix this mysterious black hole that could potentially suck everything into oblivion, they also have to deal with a creature, a mysterious, opaque figured alien entity, I guess. I mean, he's full-blown ectoplasma, which means that he's a full-body apparition, and he feeds off of electricity. So, of course, while they're trying to fix this black hole problem so that the entire universe doesn't get sucked into oblivion, they also have to deal with an evil entity that's trying to wipe out all electronic currents in the world. It's starting in St. Louis, but it's going to have an effect on the entire world, the entire solar system, the entire galaxy, and then eventually the universe. Till it all ends up becoming a complete nothing. While going through the evidence, this translucent creature seems to have the power to suck energy, electricity into its system and kill anyone who crosses paths with him. While this is happening, the black hole is getting bigger, sucking everything in sight as time is running out and fast. The military force feels the only solution is to detonate a nuclear weapon, but that will make the situation even worse as it will enlarge the black hole and it will cause St. Louis to be taken down into oblivion. Dr. Bryce's plan is to manipulate the creature and to try to get it into the black hole, which could save the city, save humanity, save the galaxy, save the universe. So they really do got their work together. But not only do they need to get their work together, they need to get their shit together. Or else it's too late. There is no time for fucking around. It's like, pick your poison. How do you want to go? By getting destroyed by an energy feeding creature? Or to fall into the black hole? Or maybe even something even more fatal. In the world of science, the theory of the black hole has been getting researchers to study this particular field baffled by its origins, its capabilities, and most importantly, what to do when such a tragic event should occur. With its many unknowns to the scientific community, it continues to scratch their heads regarding this potentially destructive force which can open center for brilliant ideas in movies and television. The only problem is that any movie that centers around black holes and its potential impact it has on our universe and the dangerous effects it has been adapted into movies and TV series. The problem is that in the sci-fi community, there's more fiction and less science. What I'm getting at is that this whole black hole theory has never been taken seriously. Now, okay, I know this is science fiction and not a documentary. I know that anything that deals with science fiction, whether it be disasters, whether it be phenomenon, or whether it be some kind of theoretical discoveries in the sci-fi era, it is supposed to be fiction. It's okay to suspend your disbelief. But I just wish that one of these days we can have a movie that focuses primarily on the black holes without having to have some kind of weird phenomenon or to have a monster or a creature or an alien to make the focus on that than on trying to solve this whole black hole debacle. That's what I want. I want the black. If there's a movie about black holes, I want the primary focus to be on the black hole, not to be focusing on a monster. We could save the monster for the monster movies, for the horror films, for the slashers. Just give me a movie about this whole phenomenon, about the black holes, and throw the monsters to the side. Sadly, science fiction has yet to embark a more realistic approach to the black hole. The earliest film that centers around the black hole phenomenon, well, was actually a 1970s episode of Doctor Who, where the evil Time Lord created a black hole as an act of revenge to humanity. Then again, this is a Doctor Who episode, so suspend your disbelief. The first taste of a black hole being a force of nature as opposed to a fabrication is the 1975 episode of Space 1999, where a black hole materialized and the crew entered the vortex where they met God and came back to Earth unscathed. It can never fully understand why they needed to implement a hideous creature into the black hole narrative. In 1975, the Great Space Invasion, this time instead of an energy sucking alien entity, we have a giant spider coming out of the black hole. And then you had the 1979 Disney movie, appropriately called The Black Hole, features a mad scientist who enters a black hole only to discover that he entered an afterlife. The closest we get to an actual depiction of the black hole was 2001's The Void, where a team of scientists create a black hole that doesn't go as planned, creating chaos across our planet. So at least The Void tried to focus on the black hole theory, taking itself a little bit more seriously and showing what its impact can do, not just for our planet, but for our universe. Because if we get all sucked in, if our universe gets sucked in, we're finished. Not just us on Earth, but everything else. The stars, the moon, the sun, the planets, everything. There'll be nothing left. And then there will be nothing else that we can do to save ourselves, to save our galaxy, And there's nothing that even some of the most brilliant minds could be able to fix. These black holes can be quite irreparable. The things that make black hole based movies quite upsetting to me is that science fiction seems to toy with the fictional aspects instead of going philosophical or science about this potentially dangerous catastrophe. Maybe with the exception, the closest is the void. Whether it's some irresistible force that sucks out the entire universe or turning back time and bringing us into an alternative parallel universe, the stories you can make out of this all seem quite imaginative. It could still remain fictional. I'm not saying that. But focus primarily on the black hole. We don't need it to be juxtaposed with a creature feature in it. Sadly, this 2006 movie, The Black Hole, had to dumb itself down into a glorified monster movie. It had the potential to invest us more into the whole black hole theory, but it failed miserably. People who wish to learn more about the physics of black holes will be sadly disappointed because very little emphasis on this subject matter has become kind of an afterthought, only to be replaced by some opaque colored creature that feeds on electricity. Civilians have come at close range towards the black hole, so little to no side effects, when in reality the whole world feels its effects, as everything like time will come to stop and the vortex will just swallow everything in sight. Oh shit. The fear about the possibility the universe will become vanished has been expunged to a similar panic equivalent of a tornado. Oh, just everybody hide into your homes and you'll be safe. Get as much supplies, food, and all the important essential elements, and you'll be fine. Oh, don't worry. If uh, if your life depends on it, you'll probably be taken to some kind of parallel universe, sucked into oblivion, not knowing what's going to happen next. Nah, nah, just stay in your homes and you'll be fine. I mean, hey, I'm just as mind fucked as everyone else. So, just stay cool. We're all in this together, and we'll all get this shit done before it's all over. Real black holes are quite powerful. Even light can't save this bad boy. And no one or anything is safe from its evil intentions, as we would be all sucked into extinction to the point of even ceasing to exist. If our universe is destroyed, everything goes with it. Ah, we're all in this together, huh? Great analogy. But in the end, we were forced to fear more of the electricity charged creature than the fact that we're about to be plunged into a complete unknown. Even the monster itself doesn't seem to have much of an impact on the narrative. He's pretty much there just to probably keep things a little more interesting. The monster and the black hole are successful as they are both in sync with each other, and through the use of low budget television footage, there is a connection between these two destructive forces. So basically, Dr. Bryce, his only solution is to try to get the creature into the black hole, which could potentially save Los Angeles, not Los Angeles, St. Louis. I'm sorry. I know people tend to use big city places like New York and Los Angeles and Chicago. This time we're going to a little more smaller city like St. Louis. Although, it's not to say that St. Louis is a small city. I mean, with its golden arch in the background. Yeah. But I guess that's kind of like what it is. Because apparently the creature came out through the black hole. And now it's up for Dr. Bryce and the physics team of scientists to try to get the creature back into the black hole so that humanity will be saved. But sadly, too, is that we also get the same tiring cliches that come with the monster movie package. There's the panic in the streets as everyone tries to hurry out of the city. We have the anti hero scientist who knows how to stop the monstrosity. The enforcers who dismiss his strategy by making the situation worse than it already is. And finally, the scientist vigilante conjuring up the only solution to save the day and our planet. Yes, the same tiring bullshit that you have seen in movies before and after. And it just never ever stops. In terms of star power, we have Judd Nelson, who is quite convincing as the self-conflicted scientist, who's the only one who seems reliant on defeating the monster and saving the world from disaster. Kristy Swanson, well, she was alright in her performance. However, there's only very little she does in this movie. So what did I think of this movie? I think that the whole idea of having stories about the black hole are always very provocative and will always have some kind of level of intrigue, which is fascinating. But if we should have a black hole movie that's a standalone, that would be quite sufficient. You don't need monsters, you don't need aliens, you don't need creatures or whatnot to bolster the narrative, to make things more compelling. The black hole theory is compelling enough as it is. We don't need anything more or less. Unfortunately, this movie is just another fine line of black hole theory movies that isn't taken very seriously because it just wanted to add something extra when we don't need that. So when all is said and done, if I was to give this movie a scale out of 10, I would give The Black Hole from 2006 a 5 out of 10. So I guess this ends my writer review. Thank you all for listening in. If you wish to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please feel free to do so. If you wish to leave a comment, go right ahead. But just remember the 3 simple rules. Be kind, be courteous, and please refrain from any rude comments. And I will be back again with another movie review. So until next time, this is Eric Ryder saying, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.